Thanks to Kimball International, who proudly donated furniture for the WJTS TV in.form set. As a long-standing commercial furniture company with their corporate headquarters located in Jasper, Indiana, they are dedicated to serving the communities in which they operate. Through their bold entrepreneurial spirit, history of craftsmanship, and commitment to creating personalized experiences, Kimball International's family of brands turn ordinary spaces into meaningful places. In standing true to their Dare to be Makers of Possibility purpose, they believe in empowering people to unlock their potential and bring it to life for their employees, customers, shareholders, and the communities that they support. Now here's 18 WJTS in.form.
Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. We are joined today by the Southern Indiana Leathernecks. We've got Steve Lindauer here and Jeff Langebrake.
Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thanks.
So what are we here to talk about, guys?
Well, I guess I'll start off. There's actually about 3 or 4 things we want to talk about, and you guys have been gracious enough in years past to let us come on and promote some of the things that we're doing. We decided, a lot of people know us for our Toys for Tots campaign. I mean, Toys for Tots is a campaign that goes literally worldwide. And Jeff is our TFT coordinator. TFT is, of course, Toys for Tots. And one thing we may not have done really well in the past is that, we promote the heck out of it during the season, but we don't let everybody know what happened. So I've asked Jeff to come on this morning and kind of give us kind of a report as to how our activities went on this last year.
Thanks. Yes, we were able to help 3,739 kids last year. And again, this is locally, a 4.5 or 5 county area. That includes 400 families and a dozen or so different organizations. Organizations are churches. I think we help out the hospital every now and again when they need some toys for younger kids that are long-term patients. And we also, we've donated stuffed animals to the local police departments. So, when they're on a scene somewhere with younger kids, they can help them out.
Kind of neat.
Yeah,
I didn't know you did that.
We collected 4,240 gifts this past year. And that's all from you. That's the white cardboard boxes out in front of the different businesses. Over the past few years, the larger amount of toys that we've needed to distribute were from a newborn to about 5 or 6 years old. Well, over the past couple of years especially, they've gotten older. So this coming year, we're going to need help with kids in the 6 to 14 year age, 6 to 14 years of age. And that's both boys and girls. As I said, they're getting older. They're harder. Toys in that age range are harder to find, so we really need help. Being as they are harder to find, sometimes we use some of the money that's donated locally to help fill those gaps into whatever age group that we need. So you can go on our website to donate money if you'd like. That's Toys for Tots, Jasper, Indiana. There's a QR code on there or a link that you can click on. And any money donated locally stays local. That's one of the biggest things about the organization worldwide. And lastly, I'd like to give a shout out to Ann Maringer, who's let us or donated to us her warehouse space to let us host this event the past 3 years. That's a big thing for us, and she's been over backwards to help us out. And we really appreciate it, Ann.
That's a huge thing for us because we're taking literally money out of her pocket that she could be renting this out to somebody else. So she's been gracious. In the last few years, actually been doing that. Mm-hmm. One thing I'd like to point out is that you don't have to wait for Christmas or this coming Christmas to do that. You can do this today. Go to SILD Marines. And it was the website for TFT. Yeah. And you can go and you donate money right now. In fact, we encourage that way. It's kind of get it out of the way and knock yourself out. Get it out, and we need that.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear all that great news. And the instilling message that it's not just a seasonal thing.
Right.
It stays in the community. That is
Yes.
a big part of what you guys do, but it takes all kinds all year round.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially for the Toys for Tots volunteers, this is a year-round thing for us. I'm looking for a warehouse space right now, so if anybody can help out, that'd be great.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get the word out and we can help you guys out. I mean, again, we only see you on a more seasonal basis, but what you do every day adds up to this wonderful thing for the community.
Yeah, we are a 501c3, so if you're corporate sponsors, you're welcome to take advantage of that. We can provide the tax ID number. We can supply all. That goes for everything we're going to be talking about today. So we are a 501c3.
Very exciting. So there is another event coming up here shortly.
Yep. We have our annual Armed Forces Day 5K coming up, and that is coming up on this coming May 20th. Armed Forces Day weekend is right there. So we've done it for the last, almost 20 years, I suppose, right?
Before me.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a fundraising event, open to the public. A little bit different this year. In the years past, we've always had a timing clock out there and a computer program where it's an official timed event. Because of, I guess we got so much competition anymore. It used to be we were about the only race in town that early in the year, and now there's a lot of them. Evansville, Bloomington, there's just other communities got them, and so that's kind of taken away some of our clientele, if you will.
Yes.
And so our numbers are down just a little bit. And not only that, we're, by today's technology, we're almost antiquated in terms of the technology that goes into the race timing and all that. So nowadays, they've got chips that you put on your shoes and all kinds of things. Everything's computerized. Well, to upgrade that, that's like a $10,000 investment that we just do not have as a nonprofit. Wow. So since we're into so many other things, we decided to look at this a little differently. We're still going to have the race, but it's going to be a fun run, fun walk. So there's not an official timer there, and we do have a clock, so you can check your time. Quite honestly, probably 75% of the people are. It's kind of a fun run thing anyway. I might point out that there's a lot of the corporate people who might use that. At least, and I've been retired a couple of years now, but when I was in business, a lot of times the insurance companies for the corporate people, they had I think it was called. I forget the term right now, but basically, if you got signed off that you took part in this event, it went to getting a cheaper insurance rate for your premiums. So, all you got to do is, while you're there, hey, can you sign off on my application form here? And they take it to their HR department, and that goes to their point, so they can, it goes to take off a little bit towards their premium on their insurance premium. For me, I did it for a number of years, and it was 30% off of my premium. That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
So I would encourage any corporate people, you might be able to, if you're watching this, maybe check that out. If you're still doing that, maybe encourage your people to do that.
Yeah, it's a good incentive for sure.
Big time.
I think we have something similar here at our workplace, but it depends on who you are. But in the end, they want you to stay healthy, and this event would be a wonderful event to at least get outside and get your steps in.
and that time of the year, we've had some super beautiful days, and we've had some rain days. But those people that are out there for it, they really could care less. As long as it's not lightning, we run with it, and it's always a fun. We've had some people, Sam Strange. I think of a couple other guys. Sam, I hope you don't mind me mentioning your name. There's probably 3 or 4 other ones that have been coming the last 20 years. I mean, some of these guys, not get too far, but over their 70 years old, and they're out here running, and God bless them. They're out here every year. And then we get people that you see, some kids that are 5 and 6 years old. So you get the entire gamut, the entire range there, and it's a fun family event.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it for everyone? What do we need to know to sign up, and prices and stuff like that?
Yeah. Okay. I can let Jeff maybe handle all that.
Well, the entry fees. We have a $25 pre-registration fee on our website, that's at SILDmarines.com, $30 on the race day, and $15 for a T-shirt only if you just show up and help support everything that's going on. We're always looking for sponsors for this and for this event. We have a bronze through platinum sponsorships available, $50 to $99 for the bronze, silver $100 to $299, gold $300 to $499, and platinum $500 And this helps us defray the cost of a lot of different stuff, things that we do to put these events on.
It's going to be at the Jasper Youth Sports Complex. So those of you know we're behind Kimball and Sternberg's and all that, back out on that end of town. Race starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. You can go on there right now if you're a sponsor in particular. You can go on our website, sildmarines.com, click on the event, the 5K event, and if you want to be a sponsor, there's a place on there that you can sponsor the event. There's already a list of people on there that's already signed up, and we encourage more. If you want to, is it open already? I wonder if they can sign up for the race. I'm not sure if that's open yet or not.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard one way or the other.
But check it out anyway. You'll see it's got the map course and all that on there. So we encourage you to do it. If you're interested in doing that, get together. A lot of people from some of the big companies, some of the Master Brand, Kimball, Indiana Furniture, all these guys, they send a group of people out. And so it's kind of neat seeing they got their own T-shirts. Sometimes they run as a group and things. So it's neat to see that corporate sponsorship.
I don't think you're going to see the DC broadcasting crew out there running around. But
come on.
But it would be, again, it's just emphasizing that it's going to be a wonderful day to just get out and be energetic, and it supports a great cause. As someone who may or may not, or someone who may put off planning things right away, can someone just show up for the event and sign up?
Yeah, absolutely. You can come the day of the event. We'll start registration at 7 o'clock. The race starts at 8 o'clock, or as close as that as we can. Shotgun start, or not allowed to do shotguns anymore. There's an event. That little thing a couple years back, bird got shot. I'm kidding. So anyway, we start that off, and there's safety precautions. We do have a city police officer go, and the course is well marked. I would invite you to come out there and do a location, on spot location kind of interview, and maybe talk to some of the people. That might help you guys out and us too. We'd invite you and welcome you.
We appreciate it, of course. So again, that's Saturday, May 20th.
Yes.
So we've got a little bit of time to plan for it, try to get in shape maybe a little bit beforehand, but then the event is on the 20th. So very exciting. You bet. So you guys also have the honor flight coming up, if you want to talk about that too.
Want to do that one, bud?
No, go ahead.
All right, I'll take it. Honor Flight, as many of you might know, there's been, we're on actually Honor Flight number 14. It's called EVV 14, and EVV is the airport designation for Evansville, Indiana. So that's where it comes out of there. For your viewers that don't know what Honor Flight is, that is a time when Honor Flight takes veterans from any age group, any war. Don't have to be combat veteran necessarily. It could be somebody like Jeff and I. And they have an all-expense paid one day that goes to Washington, D.C. We hire the flight. We've got the entire flight crew, the flight crew, everybody go with. There's medical people on staff. Every veteran gets a wheelchair if they need it, if they want it. And they all have an escort that goes with them. Every single person has an escort. So they go to Washington, D.C. They spend that time. They go to the various monuments around there. There's staff there. There's buses at the airport, picks them up, takes them around different places. Sometimes the politicians, the Indiana politicians might meet them there. Maybe, maybe not. Not sure you'll see the president. Good luck if you do it. That'd be a good thing if they could see the president. And so they then come back, and when they come back to Evansville, there's a welcoming committee there. So that's what's really, really cool. There's hundreds of people. There's a color guard there. There's bands. Just a lot
of supporters. It's really something for when these veterans come back home, because it's been several decades since Vietnam, but some of these people returning didn't get this in their first time coming back home.
Yeah, celebration of life and their service and all of those great things that need to be celebrated in our country.
Yeah, so many times this is the very, very first time they've actually been officially welcomed home. I was in during the Vietnam era, and it didn't happen to me when I got out. But, my brother, and I know of other people that were, you hear some of the horror stories where they were spat on or whatever, just did not get a very nice reception when they came back home. And there's other people that just came back home, didn't expect anything, didn't want anything, just kind of dissolved into society, and sometimes they're still holding things in here that this sometimes brings it out. It's kind of cool. One of the ones I hate using the same thing. So I apologize to some of you viewers may have heard me tell this story, but I remember this. And this was a World War II guy. He came off the plane, and he was on a wheelchair, and got this whole line of people welcoming and clapping hands and balloons, and they all hold their picture, their big blow up of their picture and stuff. And this guy stands up, and he's kind of on shaky legs and tears on his face, and he stands up and he salutes, and just it was man, I tell you what, it just choked you up watching him, But it was the first time and he showed his appreciation back to the people that are honoring him, that he appreciated that. So it was kind of a neat thing, and that's one of those things that just stick with you. It sticks in that brain and never goes away, and it's a cool thing to watch.
Honestly, it's such a heartwarming event, and it's not just for them; it's for the people around.
Yeah, and it's we're so fortunate in our area of the country. We have a lot of patriotism in this area. In years past, we've had unfortunately we've lost a couple of young Marines during the Iraq War and in Afghanistan, and I was heavily involved in a lot of that stuff, bringing those young men back. And watching the patriotism and the outpouring of love and support of the community was just, it was really neat. It was good to see. And you don't see that a lot of places. And so kudos out to our community in this end of the state. God bless y'all. Thank you for the support.
Yeah, and thank you both for your service. And anyone at home, thank you for your service. That's kind of part of what you guys do, is being able to showcase the veterans and everyone who has served and things like that.
Yeah. So as far as myself, I can't speak for Jeff, but for myself, I did not see combat. So this is my way, because I know of several people that come off the top of my head, I'm not going to mention names, that did see it, saw some horrible things, and you're asked to do and see some things at the age of 18 and 19 years old that you should never have to do. And so they carry that with them all their lives. And so they may not be willing to get up here and thank the community, but that's the gift that I've got. I've got the gift of gab. My mom always said, "You're going to get in trouble for all that talking you did." And the nuns would get, said, I'd always be in trouble for talking and stuff. But I do have that gift, I suppose. And God bless Mom. I told her one time, I said, "Mom, the stuff I used to get in trouble for, I'm making money at it now." So, so I spent about 25, 30 years in sales, and that is exactly what I did. So I'm taking that to the community, and this is a way that I can, on behalf of those veterans that don't want to get out and talk about it and say thank you, and encourage other veterans to get out. And we're all here we got each other's back, and we're looking for that. We're looking for that to reconnect with our brothers and sisters that we had when we were in the military, and you come back out and that's not always there.
Yeah, a beautiful way to serve the community that you now live in, and again, supporting is all super important. So you guys are also planning a new event coming up.
We are.
You are.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be real here.
It is. I hate to hog all the camera time here, but so how this started out, there's an event we got. It's kind of new for us, and it is new for us. It's called NPLB Outdoors. So what's NPLB stand for? NPLB stands for No Person Left Behind Outdoors. So the organization, if you've, most of us see on TV all the time anymore, you see Wounded Warriors. So it's kind of a similar type organization. When I was first approached, I was approached by a Marine veteran of mine that I served with years ago. And he is heavily involved in the organization, wanted to know if I could help set something up here locally in Southern Indiana. And I said, well, what the heck is it? So for myself, I had to look it up. So he suggested I visit nplboutdoors.org and check it out. And that's what I did, because the last thing I want to do is have some kind of event here, and I'm asking for money, I'm asking for sponsors, and all of a sudden come to find out it's some flim-flam outfit that doesn't really exist. So on behalf of not only us locally, but myself, my own reputation, and the Marine Corps League and NPLB, I qualified it. I went and checked it out, and it's very legitimate. And the thing is, it's what it is it's pretty much restricted to those combat wounded veterans. So I do not qualify. I'm not sure about
I
Jeff.
do not.
So it's combat wounded veterans, and as a rule of thumb, of about a 30% disability or more. And so some of this, it might be a physical impairment, it might be PTSD, whatever it is. So one thing I think I can speak for Jeff on this. One thing we really have in the military is whether you're in combat or not, but particularly in combat, you go through some of the most intense, the worst possible things in the world. And so you're at the super high end of your adrenaline to the low end when you lose teammates and partners and buddies. And so even if you're not in that combat situation, the relationships that we develop, you miss that when you're all of a sudden you're out. Now I got out in 4 years. There's some of in our group that spent 20 or more years out, and you move around all over the place. So the military is a different kind of world, different kind of life, but you miss that camaraderie when you get out. So you come back from the military experience and all the acronyms and all the things you have to get used to in your head, and you come back in civilian life and you start using some of those acronyms, and they think you're a nut.
And you get this 1,000-yard stare from the person you're talking to.
Yeah.
You have
you
no
look at
idea
it,
what you're talking about.
and all of a sudden you're just out of your element. So, getting back to NPLB, this is a way for those people who've been in that experience. You're sharing those type of experiences, and we're trying to rekindle some of those maybe new relationships of people that had like-minded backgrounds and back experiences. So that's our way of trying to get those together. And we're doing all kinds of things. It's at various outdoor events. And so I don't know, we got, there's fishing and offshore fishing and
mountain climbing.
Wow.
Believe it or not, for
Yeah.
a 30%, a disabled veteran. That's
Yep.
there's a lot of support that goes behind all this stuff. And
Any activities to get out in nature.
skydiving,
Yeah.
hiking, water skiing. Believe it or not, I just talked to the president of this company, of this organization, just here about 3 weeks ago, and setting this up. Name's Adam Kolswalski, I think it is, some long Eastern European name that's about 37 letters in it, and I had to mess with him a little bit on it. But he's a double amputee, and he and three other individuals, at least two were also amputees, hiked Kilimanjaro in Africa.
Wow.
So that was an entirely expense paid. All the travel, all the room and board, everything was paid for by NPLB. But of course, we need sponsors for that. We need corporate sponsors to help us out at NPLB to get that done.
So you're looking for sponsors right now?
We are looking for sponsors right now because we've managed to set up a local an organization. Well, we got one coming up in June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Yes, this June
Saturday.
3rd. So it'll be the first one in Southern Indiana that we've been able to put up. OFS over here in Huntingburg, the Cool Springs, Hank Menke has been, his organization has been gracious enough to lend us their facility. They're going to be paying for all the ammunition, all the clay. So it's a shooting sport event. So we've got people coming in. Probably it's a very limited as to how many people can't have 500 people or 200 people. So it's probably going to be no more than about 10 or 12 people that are going to, and they'll be the veterans that are participating. But each one of them are going to have somebody to go with them just to make sure they can get around. One of the people from NPLB, I talked to him. He's bringing a van over with track chairs if we need those. So physically getting from point A to point B out in this event out there it can be a challenge. And Cool Springs is like the number 2 in the entire country in terms of sport shooting.
Yeah.
So having said that, you are still in a physical environment. You're out in a wooded environment. So there are things that need to be taken care of for there. But that's all. We're working on all that stuff. And Jeff's been in touch with a local organization, actually a company, that's going to help us a little bit with the I think some of the food and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
some of the food. Fisher Farms is really bending over backwards to help out with this. They're really into it, and hopefully we can get some other organizations that come along. And again, there's a lot of support behind the scenes that really goes along with this, and that's what the Southern Indiana Leathernecks are trying to help with.
Right. just the physical aspect of it, being, we're blessed to live in Southern Indiana, and I've been around the country. Jeff's been all around the world, and I think I can speak for him. We're kind of unique in this, and I mentioned a while ago about the patriotism and all that, but we don't live to a very super close to a metropolitan area. So physically getting people to fly in to Evansville or to Louisville or to Indianapolis, we have to find a way to get those people to and from that over this 3-day period. So like the first day would be the transportation to and from to here, put them up here. Then we have the day of the event, and then the following day moving them back out to their flights. So that all takes coordination and a whole lot of, to Jeff's point, a whole lot of behind the scenes effort and a lot of things going on back that. So maybe we can talk to some of the automobile dealerships. Maybe they'd lend us a van or something like that, and maybe help move some of the stuff around.
Yeah. Be very helpful.
Yeah.
It takes a village, and a lot of times it goes unseen, and
Yes.
that's what you guys are here to talk about, is to kind of bring like to not only the organization that you help and earn money for, but the people behind the scenes, the people making everything happen.
Right.
So, gentlemen, we covered a lot of different topics today.
Yeah, you've been very gracious. Thank you so much for having us and letting us talk about it. And I can't thank my buddy Jeff here enough to come in and help me out. And we've got a great group. Shout out to our VSO, Susan Bramlett. She's our Veteran Service Organization person, and she's been excellent. Could not make it here this morning. We're going to get you at some time, girl. We're going to have you over here with us.
The couch is very comfy.
Yeah, we got plenty of room in here. We can squeeze you in. Yeah, so thank you. We appreciate all the support.
No, thank you so much. And just to refresh the audience here, do you want to tell us if anyone wants to learn more or donate or maybe even sign up to volunteer their time? Where can they go? What can they do? How can they contact you?
SILDmarines.com. And for that, there will be links for all these other things that are on there for sure. The honor flight and all that, and TFT and all that.
And Toys for Tots.
There's little things on it you click on, and you'll be able to do it.
Very exciting. Thank you so much again for all the information. It's been a pleasure to have you on the couch. And
by the way, this is nice digs. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Done this quite a few years, and this is all new and fresh looking. And got to tell you, I love Bill Potter, but man, you look a lot better than he did.
Well, flattery gets you so far. We're putting you on TV first.
Okay, all right.
This has been Steve and Jeff from the Southern Indiana Leathernecks, and you have been watching 18 WJTS in.form, where local people watching local people.